Hey guys, we have another very active week energetically coming up. We have a few different planets changing signs. This is going to cause some major shifts in the energetics and the undertones that are playing out throughout the course of this week in various areas of our lives. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aubrey and this is your sign by sign forecast for the week. I am going to be looking at three of the main aspects that we have going on this week, breaking them down sign by sign to see how these energetics are going to be playing out for you. But let me just do sort of a brief introduction and tell you guys what I'm going to be talking about in my sign by sign forecasts and what we have to look forward to generally this week in terms of the astrological energetics. So the really big news this week is we have the sun entering Leo. Welcome to Leo season. Leos, it is your time to shine, literally being ruled by the sun. We also have Venus changing signs, moving into Virgo, and you know what this is doing? This is bringing her into exact opposition with Jupiter retrograde. Blessings in love and relationships are coming at us this week. We also have a beautiful aspect, and this is another rare one, and it's funny because it correlates to an aspect that we had last week. And this is a grand trine in water signs that is going to be going on between, again, both luminaries, the sun and the moon and Neptune. So we are definitely going to be getting a spiritual boost and a boost in terms of our intuitive guidance leading the way into what we can grow and nurture in various areas of our life this week. And I'm going to be talking about all three of these in my sign by sign readings. Now, overall, we're definitely going to be experiencing a lot of shifts and changes this week, like I said, as we have the sun moving into Leo, changing signs, the sign of fun, play, entertainment, the light, games, and what is inside our soul's true, authentic self-expression. So as the sun moves into Leo, it's going to be lighting up whatever area of our life is ruled by Leo in our charts, and we should be more energized, more passionate, more fun-loving, more enthusiastic, and generally more optimistic over the course of the next 30 days while the sun is transiting Leo, its own sign of the sun. And despite some challenges here and there this week, we actually have overall some just really beautiful and assisting and beneficial and lucky energetics going on this week, which I think is exactly what we need after the big opposition between the sun and Pluto over the weekend. So things are going to be opening up for us a little bit this week. We are all going to be receiving some type of blessing in love, abundance, luck, just general optimism, and good things coming this week, potentially in terms of finances, relationships, partnerships. We also have this grand trine going on, like I said, and that is really going to do a lot to boost our spiritual connection this week when the moon moves into Scorpio and the sun is still in a loose trine to Neptune. It will form that grand trine in water signs, which really is just going to give us some good feelings. Water rules our emotions, water rules our feelings, Neptune rules our spiritual connection, and when Neptune is retrograde, we have a strengthened sense of intuition, a strengthened sense of our spiritual relationship that is coming from that heightened ability to connect to our higher selves and the more spiritual aspects of our nature, of our reality, and of our existence. So we are receiving divine guidance this week as well. And overall, we are just being supported with some pretty positive vibes this week as we move towards the full moon, our halfway point between the new moon that we just had in Cancer and the new moon in Leo that will be coming up in a few weeks. So without further ado, let me get started with my sign by sign readings. I am going to be starting with Aries and then moving through the 12 signs. If you just want to jump ahead to your sign and not watch everybody else's sign, check the description box below where I have linked the timestamps for the specific signs, so you can just click your sign and it will take you right to your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and leave me comments, and I will see you guys at your sign reading. All right, Aries, let's kick this off. Let's get this started with you. We know you guys are the leader, the first sign of the zodiac, so we are going to start with you. And For my outlooks, for my forecast this week, I am looking at a grand trine that is going on in water signs. For all of us, this is going to give us some type of clarity, some type of intuitive insight, bring some type of awareness to us in terms of some area of our life, and also it's playing into 2 other areas of our life. So I want to talk about that and see where we are receiving the spiritual guidance and assistance this week. And for you guys, Aries, you have Neptune falling into your 12th house, the Sun in the 4th house, and the Moon in the 8th house. This is a trine by the Sun in Cancer, the Moon in Scorpio, and Neptune in Pisces. So for you guys, with Neptune falling in the 12th house, this is actually going to give you some type of clarity or bring some type of awareness to you in terms of things that you need to let go of, in terms of things that you need to release, in terms of things that you need to move on from, and also bringing like really strong spiritual guidance, spiritual intuition, spiritual assistance in terms of determining what needs to be let go of, what needs to be moved on from. You have the Sun coming into your 4th house. This is the house of family. This is the roots. This is the home. This is the mother. So this is having something to do with putting energy also into the home, into the family, and into situations that go on like internally inside, and the things that we love are very intimate relationships and the people that we hold very close to us in our lives. And the Moon is falling into the 8th house. This is the house of Scorpio. This is where everything is hidden underneath the surface. It rules our shadow side issues. It rules like deep, complex intertwinements that we have with other people as a result of like subconscious programming that causes us to attract these certain dynamics into our lives, and the relationship and financial like intertwinements that can come about as a result of that. So really, with this, it's kind of asking you, you're in a releasing period right now, Aries, actually. It's asking you to really like release traumas and really like get to the bottom of anything that is going on in like the depths of your psyche that is creating relationship dynamics or intertwinements with other people that are no longer serving you. You may be getting some type of clarity or awareness in terms of what you need to let go of in terms of these deep intertwined connections with other people. You also may be finding some things out that have been hidden from you that bring more clarity in terms of these things that you really need to be letting go of. Also, with the Sun in the 4th house, this process of figuring out what you need to be letting go of and what's been hidden from you, or what you really need to heal and overcome within yourself, is giving you the energy and the motivation to put into your family, to put into your parenting or your relationship with your own parents or your own mother, or things that need to be done in your home, care that needs to be taken in terms of your home, or in terms of just like your roots or where you came from, or just these very intimate personal relationships that we have in our lives. There is an emphasis on spiritual insight coming through, guiding you towards what you need to release, what you need to heal, and what you need to grow in terms of things going on with your family unit, with your roots, with your home. So that's really how these energetics are playing out for you guys in terms of the grand trine in water signs, Aries. Now, as the Sun moves into Leo after making this grand trine, it's going to be moving into your 5th house. So the 5th house is the house that rules Leo. It's ruled by the Sun. And so you guys are just really going to be wanting to have a good time this month. This Leo cycle, you guys are going to be on fire. You're going to be filled with creative inspiration, filled with passion, filled with ideas, very entertaining, very enthusiastic, really good performers, very dramatic. Also a lot of play, games, just enjoying life. You guys are the life of the party, and you're very magnetic, very charismatic, and you're very good with children. Your interactions, your relationships with your children or children in general this month should be really good, really positive, really emphasized. And you're just generally really creative, really self-expressive, and you're operating out of your heart nature. Watch the ego, but generally you guys just have a lot of positivity and you're just shining a light for other people. You guys should be feeling good. Any type of games that you're playing, any type of sports that you're engaging in, very supported. Competitions, very supported. If you're gambling, doing something like that, also supported. And it's just a lucky placement with the Sun coming into your 5th house. Very much about your creative brilliance being highlighted this week and this month while we're in the Leo cycle for you guys, Aries. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, we have the Venus-Jupiter opposition this week from Pisces to Virgo. Again, this is highlighting your 12th house. Jupiter is in the 12th house in Pisces, and Venus is coming into your 6th house. So you guys actually are having some like really positive and good energy in terms of your lifestyle. Any type of lifestyle changes or improvements that you want to make right now, very blessed, very expanded, and they're going to actually, any type of lifestyle, dietary changes, exercise routines, changes to your habits, changes to your routines, changes to how you're doing your daily life are going to actually have a very positive impact, and they're going to make you like more attractive, more appealing, and very much healthier in, you know, some type of way. So this is a really good time for you guys to actually be like connecting to your intuition and asking for guidance in terms of changes that you can make in your daily life to enhance your day-to-day experience in a way that just is brings more abundance and more beauty into your lives. You're really being given the opportunity right now to kind of beautify and magnetize and just make more peaceful, more harmonious, and more balanced your day-to-day life. And again, this is largely coming through just like these intuitive urges that you get, like just an idea coming to your head, or like I said, asking through prayer or asking for guidance in terms of changes that you can make to make your daily life better, more positive, more beautiful, more harmonious, and more balanced. How this is playing out for you on the 12th and the 6th house axis. You have a huge boost right now, Aries, to your spiritual abilities, your ability to connect and receive spiritual help, spiritual guidance, spiritual assistance with both Jupiter and Neptune retrograding in your 12th house. And again, this is definitely impacting your home, your family, and it's a very healing time for you guys. You're being asked to release, to let things go, and to change and make improvements to your daily life to make your overall experience of life more fulfilling, more positive, more balanced, more harmonious, and more beautiful generally. So that is what I have for you guys, Aries, for this week. If you guys liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Aries. Hey, Taurus, it is your turn. Let's talk about how these energetics are affecting you this week. The first thing that I'm talking about is this grand trine that is going on in water signs. We are all receiving a boost in intuitive awareness, something gaining clarity in terms of something in some area of our life, coming to a greater understanding about something that is also impacting two other areas of our life and where we need to be putting care and where we need to be putting energy, okay? And for you guys, Taurus, this is playing out in terms of your 11th house, your 3rd house, and your 7th house. So actually for you guys, Taurus, with Neptune transiting your 11th house right now, you guys are definitely going to be coming into some type of clarity, some type of awareness, figuring out what's been going on in terms of like your social networks, your friends groups, your social organizations, the groups that you're a part of, the groups that you choose to be a part of, where you feel like you fit into like the overall whole of the social order, coming to some type of new awareness about this area of your life in some type of a way. And this is also impacting the way that you're communicating, what you're learning, what you're understanding, how you're gaining knowledge, what you're focusing on, what you're thinking about, what you're talking about. And also there's an emphasis on relationships as well. So really this is a very social trine for you guys, and it's definitely talking about the way that you're interacting with other people and the way that you're thinking and the way that you're communicating. Some type of new level of awareness, some type of clarity, some type of intuitive guidance coming through in terms of those friends groups, those associations, those networks, those social organizations, where you fit into the whole. And also what you're thinking about, what you're talking about, what you're learning about, and how you're relating to other people in business partnerships and personal, like romantic relationships, and in contracts, financial agreements, stuff like that. This is really all about, like, these are the areas of life that are going to be receiving this clarity, this awareness, and this boost generally this week. Very social, very communicative. You guys are going to be talking a lot. You're going to be relating with other people, and you're just going to be finding something out about where you fit into the overall whole and how that impacts your thoughts, and how that impacts your relationships. So that is really how this grand trine is playing out for you guys. Now, you also have the sun when it moves to Leo after making this grand trine. It's going to be coming into your 4th house. So for you guys, Taurus, you are in family season. This is all about the home. This is all about the family. This is all about spending time with your children or enhancing your ability to be like a good mother or a good parent and take care of your home and really nurture and care for those really intimate relationships in your life and the home environment. All of that very highlighted, a lot of energy going into the family, going into the home as the sun transits through Leos for you guys, Taurus. Now, in terms of this Venus-Jupiter opposition going on, again, this is falling into your 11th house, and Venus will be in the 5th house. So again, there's another highlight on these friends groups, these social networks, these associations that we're a part of, who we choose to associate with, how we see ourselves in the context of the overall whole of humanity, where we feel like we fit into the social order. Expanded. You guys are just going to be being very social. You might be making new friends. You might be aligning yourself with new types of friends groups or being attracted to different types of people now as a result of this process. And with Venus in the 5th house, it's very much also people being drawn to you because of your enthusiasm, because of like your ability to shine and the life that people see, that like you are just charismatic and magnetic and people just want to have you around them because you're just like this bubbling like fairy full of life force, heart-based energy right now. Venus in the 5th house, this is also like romantic relationships also. You guys could be getting into some type of romantic relationship that is just very blessed, very expanded, and very much in alignment with your heart nature with Venus in the 5th house, because the 5th house rules love and how we relate to other people from our heart-based center. So with Venus coming into your 5th house, opposing Jupiter in your 11th house, you guys could definitely be starting some type of romantic relationship with this as well this week. This is also super, super creative energy. Anything that you're creating right now from like the authentic, personal, creative self-expression that you have within you is going to be very highlighted right now. You're also having a really good time. This is like Venus in the 5th house. This is like really fun times. You could be going on vacation. You could just be relaxing and enjoying life. You could have be being like pampered and taken care of, maybe going for like a spa day. It's really just about enjoying the comfort, the luxury, and the beauty of life for you guys, and it's being expanded, and it might be coming through also these friends group. Maybe you go on a vacation with like all of your best friends this week, or maybe you create something that's like really beautiful and really amazing, and because of that you gain like a lot of new friends somehow, or people want you to be a part of their friends groups or their organization, or anything that you're contributing right now to any organization that you're a part of is going to be very valued. People are going to generally see you as a very valuable asset of their group right now, Taurus. So you guys have a lot of blessings going on this week, especially in terms of how you're interacting with other people. You're highly creative, you're highly magnetic. People want to be around you. People see you as very valuable and they want you to be a part of their circle. And with the sun moving into the 4th house, again, this is just definitely giving that emphasis on family and home and taking care of what's important to you guys this week, this month, as the sun transits through Leo. So that is my report, my forecast for the week for you guys, Taurus. If you guys liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Taurus. Hey, Gemini, now it's your turn. Let's talk about you. So for Geminis, before the sun moves into Leo this week, when it's still in Cancer, it will form a grand trine in water signs with both luminaries, the sun and the moon. And this is really going to give us like a boost of intuitive guidance, intuitive awareness, and spiritual understanding. Make some things clear to us in terms of what we need to be putting our focus, energy, and care into this week, all right? And so for us, and I'm also a Gemini ascendant, this applies to me too, for us, this aspect, this grand trine is falling into the 10th house where Neptune is. We have Pisces on the 10th. The sun is falling into the 2nd house of Cancer, and the moon in Scorpio will be falling into our 6th house. So for us, it's like there is some type of clarity that we gain this week in terms of what's going on in our career, and it affects the energy that we're putting into our projects, what we're working on, where we gain our financial income, where we build our stability and security in life. It's also impacting on an emotional level our day-to-day life, our routines, our habits, and our lifestyle generally. So for us, some type of awareness, some type of understanding, some type of intuitive clarity coming through in regards to what is going on with our career, what is going on with our public image, what is going on with our public reputation, giving us some clarity in terms of what we need to be focusing on, what we need to be working on and building right now to provide financial security, stability for ourselves, and what we need to be putting care into in terms of our everyday life, our lifestyles, our day-to-day work. We are coming into some type of awareness this week in these areas of our lives. So with Neptune in the 10th, like I said, this is clearing things up in terms of something that's been going on with our public reputation, our relationship to authority figures, our public image, our career, how we are interacting with our bosses and stuff like that. Figuring out where we should be putting our energy and what we should be working on building, and also bringing to light any changes that we can make to our habits, our lifestyles, our routines to assist with this process. And this is all sort of happening at once. It's very facilitated, and these things are all kind of working together. So by the time we get through this week, we should have a much better idea of what we need to be putting care into in terms of our daily life, what we need to be working on to build this comfort and security for ourselves. And it's brought to us through some type of clarity or awareness, like I said, in terms of what's going on with our public contributions, our public image, our career. Now, shortly after this, the sun will be moving into the sign of Leo, and that means it will be activating our third house. So for us Geminis, this next month, this Leo cycle, while the sun is transitioning through Leo, it is all about information, communication, talking, doing our thing. This is the third house. This is the house of Gemini. This is our house. And so there's just going to be an emphasis on what we're learning, what we're communicating, what we're talking about, expanding our viewpoint, giving us a boost in terms of the energy that we have to take in more information, to talk. We are going to be very verbal, very communicative, even more than usual as Gemini, with the sun in Leo, its own sign, transitioning through our third house. People are probably going to want to listen to us too, want to hear what we have to say, and we could just bring some light to people in terms of the information that we're providing over the next month as the sun is moving through this sign. So great time for taking classes, gaining information. If you're a teacher, it's a great time for that. Any type of public speaking, any type of public communicating, any type of creative communications, creative projects, writing, literary projects, anything like that, very highlighted right now. It's a really good time to be working on anything that requires thought, communication, information. So this is a good thing for us because, you know, we like to do that. Now, we also have this Jupiter-Venus opposition happening in the 10th and the 4th house. Pisces falls into our 10th house. Jupiter is in Pisces. Venus just moved into Virgo. That will be falling into our 4th house. So for us, this again comes back to the career being highlighted somehow, and also something going on with our family situation, our home situation. We could potentially be receiving some type of money or some type of just positive interactions, positive relationships, financial abundance, blessings going on in our home or with our family, or in terms of our parenting, or in terms of the place that we come from, our roots, people and situations that we've been a part of from the time of, you know, our early childhood. This is a really good time to beautify the home, to make changes to our home, to make changes to our parenting, to make it more peaceful, more harmonious, more loving, and we're definitely being supported. Family relationships should be really good this week. Relationships with children should be really good this week, really blessed. And also in terms of our career, our public image, our relationship to authority figures, we should be very appealing to them. If, you know, you want to ask for a raise or a promotion, this would be a good time to do it with Jupiter in the 10th opposing Venus in the 4th. It can make us very creative, very magnetic in terms of our relationship to authority figures, in terms of our public reputation. And again, this sort of plays in with the sun coming into the third house, how we're communicating. We should be well received by the public right now this week with this Venus-Jupiter opposition happening between the axis of the 4th and the 10th. So that's really what I have for you guys, Gemini, this week. Some type of awareness, some type of intuitive understanding about what's going on in your career, giving you some direction in terms of what to be working on right now, what to be building right now, and also any lifestyle improvements that we need to make to help with the things that we're building to come into fruition. This should come through intuitively this week. Also, the sun in the 3rd house, the highlighted non-communication, and all that Gemini stuff this month, and with Jupiter in the 10th and Venus in the 4th, an expansion and a highlight on our ability to communicate and to relate with authority figures, and also really good energy for beautifying the home, for improving relationships with your family, and for just generally creating peace, love, balance, and harmony in the home environment. So if you guys liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Gemini! Alright guys, now I'm going to talk about the sign of Cancer, and we are closing out the Cancer cycle. You have the sun in your sign for a few more days, and before it leaves your sign, it is going to be forming this grand trine in water signs with the sun, like I said, in Cancer, the moon in Scorpio, and Neptune in Pisces. And what this is going to do generally for all of us is give us some type of intuitive boost, some type of awareness, some type of spiritual understanding in terms of improvements that we can make to our life at this point in time. And for you guys, Cancers, this is going to be falling in your 9th, your 1st, and your 5th house. Right now, you guys have Neptune transiting your 9th house. And so with Neptune transiting your 9th house, making this grand trine, it's like you're going to be receiving some type of spiritual awareness with this transit. And what it's going to do is give you some ideas about the energy that you need to be putting actually into yourself, into your personal image, into your personal appearance, into how you relate and interact with the world, any type of personal changes that you're trying to make to your personality or to how people perceive you, or like I said, to your personal appearance in some type of a way. This intuitive spiritual awareness that's going to come through this week, that's activated through this grand trine with Neptune in your 9th, is definitely going to give you some type of guidance, some type of clarity or understanding in terms of how you can put energy into yourself to have the greatest benefit. And you'll just kind of know this on an intuitive level. Now, the moon is falling into your 5th house, and the 5th house is a sign of creative self-expression, of fun, of play, of just generally how we shine, of our heart. And so you're through Neptune in the 9th house, in this spiritual understanding or spiritual awareness, really, that you gain in some way, some type of spiritual awakening, some type of spiritual clarity that you gain in some way this week. It's also going to give you a really big creative boost, a boost of creative energy, and the ability to sort of hone into your authentic, personal, creative self-expression and be able to bring that out. It's really, this is a really good aspect for any type of performing, any type of sports play also, or games, or just generally relaxing, having fun, and enjoying life. Something that you guys, something that will be brought to your awareness this week, something that you will be intuitively guided to this week is just for you guys going to help you understand what you need to work on with yourself, and also is going to help you in the same sense to be able to relax and enjoy life easier. So it's like you have this epiphany about what you can do to better yourself personally, while at the same time feeling like you can kind of just kick back, relax, and have fun and enjoy life. So this is a really beautiful way that this is playing out for you guys, and it should lead to quite a nice week for you. Now, a few days after that, the sun is going to be leaving your sign, moving into Leo, and this means it will be activating your second house. So this month for you guys Cancers, the emphasis is going to be on what you're working on, what you're building, what projects you're putting energy into right now that are going to be creating some type of financial stability, some type of comfort and security, providing for you financially in your life. This month is all about projects. It's all about building. It's all about creating what you need in order to have that comfort, in order to feel really, truly taken care of and nurtured and safe and stable. And it's also doing a lot to help you guys in terms of your own internal value, your own personal self-worth. This is getting kind of like a highlight, and you're being boosted and supported in terms of feeling good about yourself and what you're building, what you're creating. And this is kind of nice also in terms of how this grand trine is playing out, because with the moon in the 5th house for the grand trine and making the aspect to the 9th and the 1st, it's like you're gaining some awareness about things that you can create and how you can creatively make yourself better as well. And this is playing into the things that you're going to be focusing on, working and building this month as Leo transits your second, the sun in Leo transits your second house. Now for you guys, the Jupiter-Venus opposition is coming into your 9th and your 3rd house, and this is a really good placement as well. Jupiter in the 9th house, this is also boosting that spiritual awareness. It's also bringing awakenings and, you know, lifting the veil and bringing a lot of genuine spiritual guidance, spiritual insights that's really expanding and enhancing your belief system. And simultaneously with Venus falling into the 3rd house, this is the house of communications. You guys should actually be speaking very nicely, very charismatically. People should be very drawn to what you're talking about right now this week, and actually moving through the next month as Venus transits Virgo and transits your 3rd house. Beautiful communications. This is really good for negotiating, just for talking to people generally, for having communications, for things going your way in negotiations, in communications, in conversations. Just a beautiful communication style, very peaceful, very harmonious relations with other people. And with Jupiter opposing in the 9th, it's almost like people want to hear what you think this month, this week. People want to hear what you think. People want to hear what you believe. People are very drawn to your perception and your understanding of reality with the Venus-Pluto, or with the Venus-Jupiter opposition happening on your 9th and your 3rd house axis. You guys could also be receiving some type of blessings or abundance, or just blessed relationships with, you know, like teachers or students or anybody that you know, try to learn from or try to teach. Very blessed energy for those type of situations this week. And also, you could just get some type of blessing or some type of recognition or some type of positive interaction based on things that you know and people wanting to learn from you, or wanting to hear your opinion, or wanting to hear your understanding, your belief system, some type of blessing, some type of positive relationships. But generally, you're going to be getting some really good information this week. You guys should be learning a lot, and you're really just kind of being blessed with an abundance of truth, especially in regards to relationships, love, and money. That's another thing that could come through for you guys with this aspect, with Neptune transiting the 9th house for the grand trine, and also with Jupiter in your 9th house for this opposition. You guys could be definitely gaining some type of awareness that helps you understand what's been going on in relationships, in finances, because of information coming through somehow. This is also potentially a very exposing and awakening placement for you guys. You definitely could be receiving clarity about, like I said, things that have gone on in relationships or in financial situations that you are getting the full truth on this week with Jupiter in the 9th house, opposing Venus in the 3rd. And this will come through information that you're learning or communication messages that you're receiving through other people. So that's really what I have for you guys, Cancer, this week. You have that grand trine falling in your 9th house, your 1st house, and your 5th house. This is really cool, bringing you some type of awareness that helps you to figure out what you need to be working on, putting energy into personally, and also getting a really creative boost in terms of your genuine, authentic, creative self-expression and ideas about creative projects that you can pursue, especially since you have the sun coming into the 2nd house. Projects, work, what you're building are the theme this month. And then again, with Jupiter in the 9th opposing Venus, this truth, this awareness, this understanding that you're gaining, clearing things up in terms of relationships and finances, and also making you just generally very attractive in terms of what you're saying and people wanting to listen to you and being sort of magnetically drawn to the information, the messages, the communication that you are engaged in this week. So, Cancer, if you guys liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys back here next time for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Cancer. Hey, Leos, it's your turn, so let's talk about you. So for you, Leos, this grand trine in water signs that we have going on this week to close out Cancer season, the last few degrees that the sun is discharging in Cancer, the moon will be in Scorpio, Neptune is in Pisces, forming a grand trine in water. And this is going to be giving us some type of intuitive boost, gaining some clarity, gaining some awareness in terms of what is going on in one aspect of our life and how it's affecting two other aspects of our life where the sun and the moon are right now. So let's talk about this for you. So for you guys, Leos, you have Neptune right now in Pisces falling into your 8th house. You also will have the sun in the 12th house, still in Cancer, and the moon will be falling into the 4th house. So for you guys, it is the deep and psychological complex houses of the 8th, the 12th, and the 4th. With Neptune falling into your 8th house, you guys should actually be getting some type of intuitive clarity, some type of awareness, some type of spiritual guidance in terms of how you can heal yourself on a really deep level. The 8th house is ruled by, it's associated with the sign of Scorpio and Pluto. And it's really about things that are deeply hidden under the surface, our shadow side issues, like these deep, complex, subconscious patterns that we've developed from childhood that are like unconscious, that really play a role in terms of the type of relationships that we attract into our lives and these intertwinements that we get into with other people, and that therefore the financial and resource intertwinements that usually come about as a result of that. And also it rules all things hidden and secrets and things that have been like buried under the surface and that nobody looks at. So for you guys with Neptune coming into the 8th house, you should really be receiving, first of all, you might find out some things that have been hidden from you this week. You might find out some secrets. You might find out, and it could be pertaining to things from the past because Neptune is retrograde, talking about things that have gone on before. So you might be finding some things out that you had no idea about, or maybe you did have an idea about, but you get some type of like genuine clarity on it this week. And also maybe you could be getting some just like intuitive guidance in terms of what will help you solve some of your underlying issues, some of your like psychological, like deep, complex issues that are really creating and contributing to some of these like complex relationship financial intertwinements that we have in our lives. So with Neptune in the 8th, that is kind of how that's playing out. Now, this grand trine is affecting your 12th house and also your 4th house. So with the sun in the 12th house, this is all, the 12th house is like the house of darkness, and the night, it's like the new moon before, or it's like the dark of the moon before the new moon comes with the first house. It's the house of release and what we need to let go of, what we need to move on from. It's also our spiritual connection and where we kind of like fade back into oneness with all that is. And with the sun in the 12th house, it's actually telling you guys there's going to be energy that goes on in terms of your spiritual connection, your connection to your higher self. And it's again talking about this like unconscious aspect of yourself getting a highlight. So, you know, they're kind of working together. And now the moon will be falling into the 4th house. So this is related to home, family, your roots, where you came from, motherhood. So for you guys, Leos, it's almost like there may have been some like deeply rooted family issues that you've been struggling with for a long time or something like that, and you're gaining some type of deep, complex clarity in terms of how these issues have really been impacting your life and your relationships and your financial intertwinements. And also, you're getting a highlight in terms of your unconscious mind, how your unconscious mind works, the contents of your unconscious mind, the 12th house, and your spiritual connection is being highlighted, emphasized, and really lit up as well. So for you guys, Leos, it's really like you're healing with this aspect. This is a very, very healing aspect for you. It is doing a lot to bring clarity to potential issues from childhood that may have caused you to develop these complexes that have interfered with your ability to have the relationships that you want, or that have kept you in the dark about a lot of things in your life, now being brought to light. And again, this has a lot to do with examining the contents of your unconscious mind. So that's really how this is playing out for you guys this week. You're getting a spiritual, intuitive boost and clarity in terms of what you need to do to heal yourself, and how your family plays into that whole situation and that whole dynamic. Now, Leos, on Thursday, the sun is going to be moving into Leo. The sun is moving to your first house. Yay! It's going to be lighting up you, lighting up your life. It's your season. You guys are going to be the life of the party. You guys are going to be the highlighted energy carriers this month as the sun is moving through your first house. This should give you a lot of personal energy, personal vitality, personal magnetism, and charisma, and you just really should be shining in whatever you do. People should be attracted to you, and you should really be able to bring light to other people with the sun. You should be like the light for other people right now as well. Not that you aren't always, Leos, but especially with the sun transiting your first house. This is also a really good time. Any type of, body changes or personal image changes or personal appearance changes that you guys are working on, self-improvement right now, this is very highlighted. And it's really all about you and your vibration and your energy and your just physical presence. You guys are definitely going to be energized and feeling pretty good this cycle with the sun transiting your sign. And happy early birthday, Leos. Also, you guys have for the Jupiter-Venus conjunction, this is falling in your 8th and in your 2nd house. Financial expansion, financial abundance, blessings in terms of what you're building, what you're working on, what you're putting your energy into to create financial security, stability, comfort in your life. Also really expanding your own internal connection to your own self-worth, your own self-love, your own internal value, really getting an expanded view of that this week, and also moving forward as Venus continues to transit Virgo through your 2nd house. This is really a lot of really good energy for whatever you guys are working on, and you're very supported, you're very expanded. It's funny because it's like the sun is in your 1st house, so you're feeling really good about yourself, and this is being reflected in terms of your personal Venus in your 2nd house, feeling a lot of self-love, a lot of self-value, a lot of self-worth, and as a result of this, it's like your finances and what you're working on, the projects that you're working on, what you're putting your energy into is being expanded, and you guys are reaping rewards and getting abundance, and it just all works out together, and it's happening simultaneous to this deep subconscious healing process that you're going through this week as well, with the Grand Trine and water signs falling in your 8th, 12th, and 4th houses. So that's really what I have for you guys, Leos, this week. You got a pretty nice week going for you. Financial abundance, blessings in relationships and finances coming for you guys for sure, and you are just in this process of connecting back into your spirit and being guided in terms of how to heal any type of shadow side issues or anything that's going on with your home and with your family, with your motherhood, with your children, that is causing any type of pain or wounding. Clarity in terms of what you need to do to heal yourself and your family at this point in time. So that's what it is for you, Leos. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Leos. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Hey, Virgo, let's talk about you. You got a very nice week coming up, actually. So for you guys, Virgos, let's talk about this grand trine in water signs. For all of us, this is giving us some type of spiritual awareness, some type of clarity, some type of intuitive understanding in terms of what we should be doing with our energy this week. And so Neptune, one of the planets in this grand trine in Pisces, is falling into your 7th house, the sun in Cancer falling into your 11th house, and the moon in Scorpio falling into your 3rd house. So for you guys, Virgos, this week, you're going to be receiving some type of clarity, some type of awareness, clearing things up, coming to some type of intuitive understanding, being spiritually guided in some way in regards to things that have been going on in your relationships, partnerships, contractual agreements with others, receiving some type of awareness, some type of clarity, something clearing up for you regarding relationships, partnerships, financial agreements. And you have the sun coming in for this grand trine. It will be in your 11th house. And this is our friends groups. This is the social organizations. This is the people that we choose to participate with. This is like who we align ourselves with and where we feel we fit into the greater whole, and really how we feel that we are represented in the overall whole of humanity, okay? And so with the sun in the 11th house, it's like, and Neptune in the 7th, it's like some type of clarity, some type of awareness that you're gaining about this relationships, these partnerships, these contractual agreements is showing you what you need to do in terms of your social interactions, in terms of the groups that you choose to associate with, in terms of the people that you align yourself with. It's like receiving some type of clarity, some type of understanding that helps you figure out how you can relate to other people better, how you can find your tribe, how you can find your friends group, and how you can put energy into associating with other people in just a better, more beneficial way. Now, the moon is going to be falling into Scorpio, and this will be in your 3rd house. So this has a lot to do with communication, with information, with what we're learning, with what we're saying, with the messages that we're receiving, with the information that we are reading and perceiving and understanding, in our perceptions and our conversations and our transactions and short distance travel as well. So it's kind of like the whole trine overall. It's like this clarity that's coming through relationships is giving us a better idea of how we need to communicate, what type of information we need to be gaining, what we need to be learning, and how that's affecting how we feel. And this is playing into the type of people that we want to be associating with, who we want to align ourselves with, what role we want to play in organizations and in social networks and in friends groups, and also like our hopes and wishes and dreams and goals for the future. Also, the clarity through the relationships having an impact on how we're communicating, what we're learning, what we're drawn to learn, what we feel, the type of information we feel emotionally connected to. And again, this is going out and impacting in some type of way the people that we want to associate with and how we are relating to and dealing with these greater groups of people, the overall whole, and our place in it. So that's kind of how this grand trine is playing out for you guys, relationship clarity, and it's affecting how you're associating with other people, who you perceive yourself to be in terms of the overall whole, and also the type of information that you're relating to and that you're learning and that you're communicating right now. Now, the sun is going to be moving. When it moves into Leo, it means it's going to be moving into your 12th house, Virgo. So this is really going to be lighting up your unconscious mind, putting an emphasis and a highlight on your ability to connect to spirit, to meditate, to pray, to sort of merge back into wholeness with all that is. And this is really actually a good time for you guys, Virgos, to take a vacation. You guys should be relaxing this month. You shouldn't be working, too extra hard. Energy is usually a little bit lower when we have the sun going through the 12th house, because this is the time when we need to rest. This is the time when we need to relax. This is the time when we need to meditate, to pray, to connect back to source, and to really release things that aren't benefiting us anymore. This is also the house of letting things go, releasing things and closing doors. And so this is also a period of time when you're probably going to be letting some things go that you don't feel like are serving you anymore. And this also could play into this clarity that's coming in terms of relationships for you. So with the sun transiting your 12th house for this cycle as it transits through Leo. Definitely a good time for you guys to be relaxing, taking a vacation, and not putting too much pressure on yourself to be like super active or out and about. Now let's talk about the Jupiter-Venus opposition and where it's falling for you guys. So Jupiter is going to be falling into your 7th house as well. Both Neptune and Jupiter are in Pisces, and you're a Virgo ascendant, which puts Pisces on your 7th house axis. And that means Venus is going to be, she just moved into your 1st house. So this is a great time for you guys, actually, Virgos. When Venus transits our 1st house, it makes us very attractive, very magnetic, very beautiful. It's a really good time for our physical appearance, our physical image, to really make changes to enhance our physical appearance, enhance our physical image, and we're just generally more beautiful, more attractive, and more appealing whenever we have Venus transiting through our 1st house. So, and this you guys could be getting in relationships, actually, Virgos. This is actually a good time for relationships, and it's a good time for money for you guys. Jupiter is in your 7th house, so Venus is in your 1st house. You could definitely be getting into some type of relationships, blessed relationships, very good relationships this week. And as Venus transits your 1st house and Jupiter transits your 7th house, also financial abundance, financial blessings could be coming through to you as a result of other people, as a result of relationships that you have with other people. But generally, this is just expanding your personal presence, your personal attractiveness, your personal charisma, and this is a really good thing, right? It's always a good thing when this happens. And then there is also that highlight on relationships that can be coming through. But overall for you guys this week, it's like you're receiving some type of clarity, gaining some type of awareness of what's been going on in relationships, and potentially this could be things from the past that you're gaining awareness about, maybe that have been hidden, that have been unclear. You're gaining an awareness, an intuitive awareness, or just generally clarity in terms of relationships. It's really lighting up and giving you some type of energy in terms of the people that you want to associate with going forward. And it's also sort of highlighting the type of communication, the information that you're learning, and your internal connection to that somehow this week. And then also with the sun coming into the 12th, this is asking you to relax, to connect to spirit, to connect to source, and to just kind of take a vacation and not be so active over the next 30 days. And then also simultaneously, Venus in the 1st, making you extremely attractive, bringing abundance, bringing love, and expanding relationships. So relationships are really the highlight for you guys this week. Clarity in relationships, expansion in relationships, and improvement in relationships as well. And this again is romantic relationships and also like partnerships, business partnerships, financial and contractual agreements as well. So really nice week and a really nice month moving into the Leo season, the Leo cycle for you guys, Virgos. So if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you back here tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Virgos. Okay, Libra, it's your turn. Let's talk about you. So for you guys, Libras, you have this grand trine in water signs that is giving all of us really an intuitive boost, bringing some level of awareness to some area of our lives and showing us where we really need to put some energy and some care this week, this cycle. And for you guys, Neptune is falling in your 6th house, the sun is falling into your 10th house, and the moon is falling into your 2nd house. So for you guys, it's actually like you're going to be gaining some type of clarity in terms of things that have been going on in your lifestyle and your routines with your work on a day-to-day basis. Gaining some type of awareness, like having some type of intuitive understanding about what you need to do in order to improve your daily lifestyle. And this is being supported by the sun in the 10th and the moon in the 2nd. So for you guys, this really is all about understanding how your lifestyle is impacting both your career and your finances, and bringing any type of intuitive awareness in terms of your daily habits, your routines, your work, and your lifestyle that can enhance both your career, your public image, your reputation, and also your finances, what you're working on, what you're building, and how you provide financial stability, financial comfort, and security for yourself. So the sun is in the 10th house. This is the house of authority figures. This is the house of our public image, our public reputation, our career, how we interact with the public world. The moon in the 2nd house. This is the house of finances. This is the house of what we build. This is the house of our own internal value, our own self-worth, our own self-love, and how that manifests into the financial security and stability that we experience in our lives. So really, it's very clear how this trine is playing out for you. Gaining some type of intuitive awareness, some type of clarity, some type of deep spiritual understanding about how whatever is going on in your lifestyle is impacting your career, your public reputation, your public image, your relationships to authority figures, and simultaneously your projects that you're working on, your financials, your things that you're building that do provide that financial security, that comfort, and that stability in your life. So you guys, definitely this week, it's all about habits, routines, lifestyles, and your understanding about those and how it's enhancing your career and your finances. For you guys, the sun is moving into your 11th house when it moves from Cancer into Leo this week. And that is really going to be lighting up your life in terms of how you're connecting with other people. You guys are going to be very, very social this month. We're really going to be out and about. You're going to be mingling. You're going to be hanging out with your friends, being a part of groups, being a part of organizations, being a part of social networks, just really shining in terms of relating to other people, the people that you choose to be around, and the people that you really associate yourself with in terms of how you feel you fit into the greater whole of humanity. You guys are the social butterflies this month, and there is definitely, you're just going to be very energetic, have a lot of vitality and a lot of energy to put forth in terms of interacting and socializing with other people. Now, the Jupiter-Venus opposition is going to be falling in your 6th and in your 12th house. So with Jupiter in the 6th, this is again talking about lifestyle, habits, daily routines, work, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, nutrition, diet, exercise, supplements, stuff like that, being expanded, an expanded awareness in terms of how you can take better care of yourself on a day-to-day basis. And with Venus opposing from the 12th house, you guys really want to take a vacation. You guys really want to relax. You guys really want to kick back, and you really don't want to be working too hard right now. I bet a lot of Libra ascendants are planning a vacation right now for the month of August, and that would make sense because of Venus in the 12th house just really wanting to be comfortable and be in luxury and be at peace and to relax and just to enjoy not having to do anything, not having to worry about anything. And with the sun in the 11th, just wanting to hang out and to be social. So really the way that I see it for you guys, Libras right now, you really want to just sort of evade reality. Neptune in the 6th on a day-to-day basis, and expanding your desire Venus to relax, the 12th house. So I don't know, what's going on with you guys, Libras, this week personally, but in terms of the aspects, you guys just really want to relax. You want to be sort of pampered with Venus in the 12th house as well. And you want to hang out with other people, hang out with your friends, but you're also receiving some type of intuitive awareness in terms of your lifestyle, in terms of what's going on a daily basis that is giving you some information about both your career and your financial situation. And again, with Neptune and Jupiter in the 6th, Neptune is also like where we just sort of want to evade reality and like not participate. You might really just be needing a break. So maybe you guys Libras are taking a break this week or this month, but you have vacation energy written all over you. So I feel like that is what's going on with you guys this week, Libra. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys back next time for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Libras. All right, Scorpios, it's your turn. Let's talk all about you. So for you guys, you're a water sign. So the grand trine in water is falling into your sign. The moon will be in Scorpio for this grand trine in water. And what this really is going to do is just bring us all generally some type of boost or some type of boost of intuitive awareness or clarity, or just help us understand better what is going on in some area of our life. Help us to see something potentially that's been hidden, brought to our mind, give us clarity, and also show us how it's impacting to other areas of our life as well. And for you guys, Scorpios, this is falling into your 5th house. Neptune in Pisces is in the 5th. The sun in Cancer, before it moves to Leo, is falling in your 9th house. And the moon in Scorpio will be in your 1st house, Scorpios. So for you guys, this really is like, you're gaining some type of awareness. You're gaining some type of clarity in terms of your own personal creative self-expression, in terms of what you really need to do to enjoy life, in terms of what truly is in the nature of your heart and what your heart is calling you to do. And this is also a very creative energy. You guys have an ability to sort of tap into like the divine or the spiritual plane and really extract some creative inspiration with Neptune falling into the 5th house. So you're going to be definitely gaining some creative inspiration, some type of awareness in terms of your own personal ability to create from your authentic self-expression. Also just like the nature of your heart right now, and also wanting to do things that are fun, wanting to enjoy life, okay, with Neptune in the 5th. Now, this is also going to be impacting your 9th house where the sun will be, and also your 1st house where the moon will be. So really, it's like Neptune bringing you this clarity or bringing you this creative inspiration in terms of your own personal ingenuity, your own personal creative genius. There's also a highlight being shown on your spiritual awakening, on your greater understanding of things, on your greater understanding of the overall whole, on your belief systems as well, somehow playing into this, and also on your personality, also on just you personally and how you are feeling with the moon in your 1st house. They're all sort of playing in together. It's like your own personal feelings, your own personal emotions, and also what you believe, the truths that you've gained recently, and your perception overall of reality playing into this really divine creative energy that you guys have going on, this inspiration that's coming through. And also, you know, on the flip side, it's like this spiritual intuitive awareness that you're gaining in terms of your ability to create from your heart center and to enjoy the quality of your life. And so really this is like an extremely creative and inspired trine and week for you guys. The sun in your 9th house is really giving you an ability to sort of like tap into the higher truths of reality. Like this is the 9th house is the house of like awakenings, and you're receiving like you can like receive downloads of like high spiritual truth, high levels of like profound information with the sun transiting your 9th house. The moon in your 1st house, again, this is like what you're personally feeling. So it's like you're able to gain this heightened level of wisdom right now with the sun in the 9th, and it's relating to your own personal feelings and the power of your very passionate and deep Scorpio feelings. And this is somehow bringing some type of clarity to you in terms of bringing you back into awareness of what you truly enjoy in life, what really gives you pleasure, what really gives you enjoyment, and also really inspiring you creatively, really sparking your creative genius through this trine, the insight that's coming to you, the emotional energy that's going into it, and Neptune, highly creative planet, creative inspiration coming through for you guys this week. Also, the sun, when it moves into Leo, will be moving into your 10th house. So this is career time for you guys. Your career, your public image, your public reputation, your public contributions, your relationships to bosses and authority figures getting a boost right now. This should be a really good time for you professionally in terms of your career, in terms of any way that you're interacting with the public. You should be quite magnetic. People should be gravitating towards you. And it's just a very good beneficial time for career advancement or for anything relating to the public that you might be initiating right now. If you have to give speeches, if you have to, like, if you're starting a business, if you have to relate with the public, this is a good time to do it with the sun going through your 10th house. Just going to be really kicking up your magnetism and your attractiveness to other people generally. Now, this Jupiter-Venus opposition for you guys Scorpios is going to be happening from your 5th house to your 11th house. And so again, with Venus transiting the 11th house in opposition to Jupiter in the 5th, whatever you're creating, or even your personal magnetism, your personal like enthusiasm, whatever you're personally engaged with is going to be very attractive to other people, especially groups and organizations that you're a part of, your friends groups, your social networks. The people that you choose to associate with are going to be super, super attracted to you and what you're creating and the creative brilliance that you have right now. And you're going to be able to really just bring joy to your friends and to the groups that you're associating with. People are really going to be interested in your creative self-expression and what you're producing, what you're creating right now. And you're really just going to be able to make other people happy, and you're going to be in a position to enjoy other people as well. You're really going to get a lot of enjoyment, a lot of satisfaction, a lot of fulfillment, and just feel really good about associating with your friends, associating with other people, whatever you're doing, contributing to the greater good, the larger whole, very highlighted and expanded. And it's just very blessed. You're going to be making new friends also. This is a very blessed energy for associating with other people, socializing with other people, and them really recognizing the nature of your heart and what you bring in terms of being able to bring the light to other people, to be the light. And people are just, you're going to make people happy and they're going to enjoy being around you. And anything that you create at this point in time is going to be really well received by others as well. So that's really how these energetics are playing out for you guys, Scorpios. You're in a very, you have a lot of creative energy this week, and you're going to be recognized for that creative energy, and it could boost your career as well somehow. So a really good week for you guys Scorpios. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you back here tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Scorpios. Hey, Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for the week. This week, I am going to be talking about this grand trine that's going on in water signs and how it's playing out for you. For all of us, generally, we are getting some type of clarity, some type of awareness, some type of intuitive understanding about some area of our life and how it's actually affecting 2 other areas of our life. This is indicated through this grand water trine that is in effect this week. And for you guys, Sag, Neptune is falling into your 4th house in Pisces. The Sun in Cancer is falling into your 8th house. The moon in Scorpio is falling into your 12th house. So for you guys, Sag, this week, you guys should really be receiving some type of clarity, some type of understanding, getting some type of spiritual intuition, spiritual insight in terms of what is going on with your family, what is going on with your home, your roots, something about your parenting, your motherhood, something with your children. You guys should definitely be getting some type of just intuitive awareness about this area of your life and just understanding, gaining clarity, gaining understanding about it in some way or another, okay? And the sun falling into your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of everything that's hidden under the surface. It rules our subconscious mind, like the deep, like aspects of our psyche. It rules our subconscious programming, our shadow side issues, these like deep psychic complexes, programming that go on within us that can ultimately lead to like the relationship dynamics that we attract into our lives and these deep complex intertwinements with others that translates into our resources and our financial intertwinements with others. All of these things highlighted by the sun this week in trine to Neptune and the moon, and also with the sun coming into the 8th house, this could be exposing things that have been hidden, exposing secrets, exposing things that have gone on like under the surface of things, exposing things that have gone on behind the scenes, some type of clarity in terms of like these deep hidden complex issues, intertwinements, financial intertwinements as well. And then with the moon coming into the 12th house, this is asking you to connect to spirit. The moon is our intuition, and it's, you know, our how we nurture ourselves, how we care for ourselves. It's our feelings, it's our emotions. And in the 12th house, it's like emotionally aligning with our higher selves, our spiritual connection, and also with the things that we need to release and we need to let go of. So overall, the way this is playing out, it's sort of like you're gaining some awareness, you're gaining some clarity, some understanding about something that's been going on in your family, with your children, with your roots, or with your home. And it also could be related to something that you're learning, or some type of light that's being shown on things that have been hidden in terms of relationships or financial intertwinements with other people, or just in terms of the shadow side issues and like the deep subconscious programming that really drives our behavior and our motivation and the types of relationships that we get in and we attract into our lives. And then with the moon in the 12th, being asked to align emotionally with spirit and to be able to release also any type of emotions that are no longer serving or that are not in alignment with your highest and your best. So really, like, this is a very deep and emotional placement for you guys for this grand trine in water signs, Sagittarius. But just generally, you should be finding out something, being exposed to you that brings clarity in terms of things that have been going on, like I said, with your family, and also kind of contributing to your ability to relate to spirit or to let things go, or to just really be guided internally through your divine connection, your higher self, and your intuition. Intuition and spiritual connection is very highlighted for you. There's a lot of spiritual insights, a lot of spiritual guidance and assistance coming through for you this week, and you might need it in terms of the things that you might be finding out, the things that might be being exposed this week for you guys, Sagittarius, with the way that these energetics are playing out for you. Now, the sun moving into Leo after this grand trine, the sun will be moving into Leo, and that will be moving into your 9th house. The 9th house is all about truth. It's the whole picture of things. It's our greater awareness, our greater understanding. It's our belief system. It's flashes of insight. It's waking up. It's an awakening. With the sun moving into the 9th house, you guys are going to be having some type of awakening this month. Leo on your 9th, the sun moving into your 9th, really shining a light on your belief systems, on your overall understandings of things, and bringing you guys some type of spiritual awakening, some type of enhancement in terms of your belief systems, your perception of reality generally. And also, you might be taking some like long distance trips, traveling overseas. That is also indicated with the sun coming into your 9th house as it moves through Leo. So these are things that you guys might anticipate this month with the sun moving into your 9th. You're learning something significant. It's broadening your perspective, opening your eyes. You guys are having some type of an awakening. Now, for you, Sagittarius, this Jupiter, Venus opposition. Jupiter is your chart ruler, so this is really impacting you guys, and it's falling in your 4th and your 10th house. Again, that 4th house is highlighted. Something about the family, the roots, the home, parenting, motherhood, your own mother, your children, how you care for yourself, how you nurture your family, gaining clarity, gaining intuitive awareness, and also being expanded. It's like you just know what you need to do this week, this month, with these aspects being activated, moving forward through these energetics in terms of taking care of your family better, being a better mother, being a better parent, doing a better job taking care of your home. And with Venus in the 10th house, this is actually relating to the public sphere of life. This is your career, your public image, your public reputation, your relationship to bosses and authority figures, and anyone who kind of like has power over you, or just basically how you interact with the public sphere. Generally, you guys should be very attractive, very magnetic. This is a really good time for career advancement. If you have like any type of negotiating or difficult conversations or something you need to have with a boss or a superior, this is the time to do it. You're very supported. You also could be receiving some type of abundance in terms of your career, or if you're a public figure, if you do anything where you communicate with the public, this is a time where you're definitely going to shine in that. People are going to be very attracted to you, very magnetized to your energy, and you're going to just have a really beautiful and eloquent way of interacting with the public. This is a very, very good and supportive time for your career, and also just for your public reputation. Like I said, if you do anything publicly, your public image getting a boost, and people just genuinely respecting and being drawn to your public contribution at this point in time. And with the opposition from the 4th house, this is also expanding what's going on in your home. So it's like maybe over this period of time, after this opposition, as Jupiter is transiting your 4th house and Venus is transiting your 10th house, maybe you're having some type of career advancement, some type of career success, gaining some financial abundance that you're putting into your home, and you're being able to expand your home and expand your family or something in some type of way. That's kind of how these energetics are playing out for you. But definitely gifts, blessings, and abundance for you this week in terms of career and home, and you're also gaining some type of clarity, some type of awareness in terms of what's going on with your home and family as well, while you're also receiving this really, or being urged to really cultivate your spiritual connection and gain overall awareness. You're going through an awakening, and it's also impacting your career, and it's also impacting your family. So this is really how these energetics are playing out for you guys this week, Sagittarius. If you guys liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Sag. All right, Capricorn, it's your turn. Let's do this. So for you guys, first of all, I'm looking at this grand trine that is falling into water signs, and for all of us in some area of our life, we're going to be receiving some type of intuitive guidance, some type of awareness, some type of clarity that is giving us a guide in terms of how a couple other areas of our life are playing out and what we need to be putting energy and nurturing and care into this week. So for you guys, this grand trine is falling into your 3rd house, your 7th house, and your 11th house. You have currently Capricorn's Neptune transiting your 3rd house. So you guys really are going to be gaining some type of clarity, some type of awareness, clearing things up some type of way in terms of things that you've learned, in terms of understanding, in terms of communications, information coming through. Definitely some type of spiritual or intuitive messages. With Neptune in the 3rd house, you guys are really, really receiving like very clear spiritual communications, spiritual messages, spiritual guidance, for sure. And this is impacting your relationships with both romantic relationships, business partnerships, finances, contractual agreements, and also your friends groups, your social networks, the people that you choose to associate with, where you feel like you fit into like the greater overall whole, and anything that you contribute to the overall whole of life, this social public sphere of your life, your social contributions. This is really what's being impacted for you guys. This is a really cool placement, the way that this is working out for you guys, Capricorn. So really, it's like really you're going to be getting some type of really strong intuitive messages coming through, and this is going to be giving you an idea of how you can make your relationships better, what type of energy you need to be putting into your relationships and your business partnerships, and also it's going to be really aligning you with the right groups of people, the right social groups, the right organizations, the right friends groups, the right networks of people, the right overall whole where you belong. You're going to be finding it this week. So for you guys, really, it's all about how you're relating to other people and your social status, your social situation. And it's just very clear. I mean, you guys really need to be paying attention to symbols, to dreams, to just things that pop into your head, ideas, because this is just very, very primed for some type of spiritual messages coming through. And again, for you, it is directly relating to how you're interacting and relating to other people, to both the more intimate relationships in your life, and also to, like I said, those business partnerships, and also to those overall friends groups, social groups, organizations. That is where the focus is for you guys this week. And something about this like awareness that you're going to be gaining through these spiritual messages that are coming through to you is going to help you enhance these areas of your life as well. So really good social week for you guys, Capricorns. Now, when the sun moves to Leo shortly after making this grand trine, it will be moving into your 8th house. So For you guys, with the sun coming into your 8th house, you're going to be finding some things out. The 8th house is the house of things that are hidden, things that are secretive, things that are not exposed, things that are under the surface, things that are behind the scene, and it also rules like the very like deep, complex, psychological, like subconscious programming that we have, and like our complex, deep intertwinements with other people that can translate into financial intertwinements and resource intertwinements with other people. And really these like complexities and the nature of these relationships come from a lot of times like subconscious programming that develops as a result of some type of trauma that we've experienced. It also rules shadow side issues. So there's definitely being a light shown into your psyche and into this month, this Leo cycle for you guys Capricorns is really about getting to the root of some of your root issues, shining the light on some of those root issues, and guiding you in how you can sort of heal and clear up any type of root issues that are contributing to any really complex, difficult, intimate connections with other people, and also like financial intertwinements and stuff like that. With the sun coming into the 8th house and also exposing things, any secrets that have been kept from you, anything that's been going on behind your back, you're probably going to find out this cycle. So that's interesting. And it's interesting also that we have, you know, the nature of the way that the Grand Trine is working out for you guys Capricorns, gaining clarity through some type of messages. This could also be finding things out that have been hidden from you, and it, you know, changing the type of people that you are relating to socially, and also the dynamic of your like interpersonal relationship with others. So just one idea of how potentially this energy could be manifesting. Now for you guys, the Jupiter-Venus opposition is happening on your 3rd and your 9th house axis. So this again is about coming into clarity. You guys are going to be gaining some type of broadened perspective about things, for sure. With Jupiter in the 3rd house, this is again clarity of ideas, clarity of information, and with Neptune there as well, it's bringing awareness potentially to things that have been unclear in the past, and messages coming through, information coming through, with Jupiter there being expanded. So this could be big information that's coming through to you, and that is really affecting your overall view of things, the way that you perceive the greater picture. Venus in your 9th house. The 9th house is also the house of like luck and blessings. So you guys could have a very fortunate week, and also, you know, throughout the next few weeks as Venus continues to transit Virgo. This is bringing you a heightened sense of awareness, and it's also triggering any type of blessings, any type of abundance that might be coming to you. This is the week where you might start to feel that. And also with Venus in the 9th, you guys should actually be like relating really, really well to any like teachers or mentors if you have that, or even if you are a teacher and you teach students, there should be like a really, really positive student-teacher dynamic going on for you this week. And it's also just blessings and luck and abundance in terms of the awakening that you're coming to, in terms of broadening your perspectives and coming to a greater overall conclusion about your perception of reality, and aligning with a perception of reality that is more peaceful, more beautiful, and can draw more abundance into your life generally. This is an abundance of knowledge is coming to you guys this week. And, you know, with Neptune in the 3rd bringing messages, and the 11th house and the 7th house being affected by the sun and the moon, it's like you are really getting an awakening this week. You are learning a lot. You're getting messages coming through. It's clearing some things up for you, and this is definitely affecting your social life, and it's definitely affecting your relationships. So really, these are how these energetics are affecting you guys Capricorns this week. You have some nice placements going on. Overall, this should be a pretty good week for you. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Capricorn! Hey Aquarius, you're up. Let's talk about you. So the first thing that I'm talking about is this grand trine that we have going on in water signs between the sun, the moon, and Neptune. This is giving us all a boost of intuitive guidance, clarity, and awareness coming in terms of some aspect of our life, and it's impacting to other areas of our life, the sun and the moon, our soul and our spirit, what we need to grow and what we need to nurture. And for you guys, this is playing out with Neptune in your second house, the sun in your sixth house, and the moon in your 10th house. So for you guys, this configuration, this trine is all about your work, your career, and your money, the way that it's playing out. With Neptune in the second, you guys should be gaining some type of awareness, some type of clarity, or getting some type of intuitive guidance in terms of the projects that you're working on, the way that you make your money, the things that you are building to create financial security, financial stability, and comfort in your life. Gaining some type of clarity or some type of awareness or getting some type of intuitive inspiration in terms of how you can make this better. And this is also playing out with the sun in your sixth house of work and your lifestyle and your habits and your routines and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And also the 10th house, the moon in your 10th house of your career, your public image, your public reputation, your public contribution, how you interact with authority figures and bosses, and just generally how you're perceived and accepted by the more public spheres of your life. And so for you guys, really, it's like this combination of what you're doing on a daily basis, what you're doing for work, and how you're making your money. Something clearing up, gaining an awareness, or getting just an intuitive inspiration in terms of the things that you need to be working on. And this is making you put energy into your work itself and into your routines and into your lifestyle and into your daily habits. And also it is impacting your career and your emotional connection to your public reputation, your public image, and your relationship to bosses, authority figures, and stuff like that. So for whatever reason, something clearing up, some type of guidance, some type of inspiration, pointing you to what you need to work on, what you need to build, what you need to focus on financially, and also that therefore playing into the energy that you're putting into your work on a day-to-day basis, and also how you're feeling about your career and how you're feeling about your public contribution and how you're feeling about your relationship to bosses and to authority figures generally. So this really is how this is playing out for you. You're going to get some type of boost generally this week in terms of your ability to work, have your career make you feel good, and make money at the same time. This is really how this aspect is playing out for you. So that's a positive thing. And you're going to have the sun when it moves into Leo after it makes this trine. It's going to be moving into your 7th house, Aquarius. So for you, Aquarius, with the sun transiting your 7th house now, it is really all about relationships. Relationships are the emphasis. Romantic relationships, business partnerships, contracts, and financial agreements. You guys actually also could be getting into a relationship right now with the sun transiting your 7th house as well. And just generally, there's just going to be a highlight, and you're going to be putting energy into relationships generally this month. And this does also play into the trine that you have going on, because remember, this is all about work. This is all about what you're building. This is all about how you make your money and all about how you're feeling about your career. And with the sun moving into your 7th house, this also could be giving you a boost to any type of business partnerships, business relationships, and also any type of financial contracts or agreements with other people, getting a boost, getting a highlight, having energy put into them this month. And this also fits into sort of this whole situation that you have going on with work, career, and how you make money. And lastly, for you guys, for the Jupiter-Venus opposition that we have this week, Jupiter is in your 2nd house along with Neptune. So this really is just a big emphasis this week on how are you making your money, what you're working on to provide financial security for yourself. And also it has to do with your own internal sense of self-value, self-worth, and self-love. Also getting an expansion, getting a boost. You guys should be feeling pretty good about yourself this week generally, and also again receiving some type of intuitive clarity in terms of how you can make your projects better, how you can make what you're working on to provide for yourself better with Jupiter in the 2nd house. And now we have Venus coming into the 8th house. This is again the house of relationships, and this is actually the house of marriage, because it rules deep complex, intertwined relationships, intimate relationships, and also financial intertwinements with other people. So, you know, with this configuration coming on, you actually could be getting into a relationship with somebody that could potentially be a marriage partner. Or on the flip side, you could be solving relationship issues that have been causing problems with like your deep intertwinements with other people or with shared resources and stuff like that. But generally with Venus in the 8th house, this is it's also giving you like a sexual magnetism and a very much increasing your like sexual attraction with Venus going through your 8th house. And you could be receiving also with Venus, with the 2nd and the 8th house accesses being highlighted, you could be receiving money from other people somehow, inheritance or joint resources or something, receiving some type of blessing, some type of luck, abundance coming through from intertwinements in terms of resources with other people. You could be getting a blessing in terms of that, kind of maybe like unexpected, or just an expansive ability to create peace in these deep intertwined connections with other people, clearing things up, bringing you some type of clarity in terms of your finances, and also on the flip side of this, some type of blessing, some type of abundance in terms of relationships, and clearing up any type of deep intertwined connections with other people that may have not been benefiting you up until this point. And again, with the sun coming into the 7th house, this is also indicated. So really for you guys this week, moving into the Leo cycle has a lot to do with what you're working on, with your career, with your public image, and with what is going on for you guys on a day-to-day basis. With the sun coming into the 7th house, this is highlighting relationships and partnerships of all kinds. And then with the Jupiter-Venus opposition happening on the 2nd and the 8th house axis, potentially money or resources coming through from someone else, some type of inheritance, some type of sexual magnetism that could potentially result in some type of increased financial abundance. Also, marriage could potentially be indicated through this configuration, or starting a relationship that could potentially be real serious somehow. So that's really what I have that's going on for you guys this week, Aquarius. If you guys liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Aquarius. All right, Pisces, last but most definitely not least, and especially right now when 2 of the activations that I'm talking about are going to be in your sign are happening, let's talk about you. So the first thing that I'm talking about in this forecast today is this grand trine and water signs that's going on. We know you are one of the water signs, and really for all of us, this is going to give us some type of boost in terms of our intuitive connection, intuitive awareness, bringing clarity in some area of our life that is also impacting a couple other areas of our life. And for you guys, you have Neptune in Pisces transiting your 1st house right now. So this should really actually be giving you some type of clarity or some type of awareness in terms of what's going on with you. If you've been like kind of confused about just like the general status of yourself, your personality, like who you are right now, like who you really are, you should be gaining some type of clarity, or also some type of intuition coming through, giving you some guidance in terms of how you can make yourself better, what you need to do to enhance your own personal vibration. You're getting like a spiritual boost, and you're having the ability right now to really align with your higher self and the divine path that universe has set forth for you to unfold to your full potential. And you're receiving some type of either messages coming through, or some type of personal expansion that's happening, or just some type of general awareness in terms of who you want to be going forward and what you need to do to make yourself a more authentic version of who you are, so that is more in alignment with your spiritual truths, really. And the sun is coming into your 5th house. And again, the 5th house, this is the house of the heart, like the true nature of our heart and our real, true, personal, creative, authentic self-expression. So you're really being called back into your own personal, heart-centered, heart-based authenticity. And with the sun in your 5th house, it is asking you to create from this place, from this heart-based, authentic, personal, creative self-expression. This is what's being highlighted for you guys with Neptune in the first, bringing awareness about your true personal authenticity and how you need to align with your higher self and your divine path. And it's coming through with the sun activating the 5th house and really talking about the true authentic nature of your heart and your personal creative self-expression needing to have energy put into it and needing to be the emphasis in this process. Now, you also have the moon that's going to be in your 9th house, and the 9th house is the house of awakening and understanding like the greater whole overall picture. And so you're definitely going to also simultaneously be coming into some type of internal truth, internal clarity, internal overall understanding of what's been going on. So it's like through this trifold of Neptune asking you to align with your spiritual nature and bringing you in touch with like the true intuitive nature of who you really are and how you need to be expressing yourself personally in your life. And then the sun asking you to do it through your heart center, through your own creative self-expression. And then the moon in the 9th bringing you an expanded awareness, an expanded internal emotional awareness of truth and aligning you to a belief system that is more conducive to this authenticity and this heart-centered nature that is trying to express itself through your personal identity, your personal image, your personal appearance, your personal interaction with the world around you right now. This is really how this trine is supporting you, and it's really helping to bring you back into personal authenticity through an enhanced understanding on an emotional level, an enhanced awakening in terms of the greater picture of things, who you really are on the inside, allowing that to shine through, and therefore that is helping you to come back into alignment with the true spiritual nature of your soul and how that expresses through your personal identity. So really how that's working out for you guys this week, Pisces. Now you also have the sun moving into your 6th house as it moves into Leo. And so for you guys, you're really going to be getting a boost this month in terms of making lifestyle changes that you need to make to be healthier and to live a more fulfilling and a more like happy daily experience. This is giving you the energy to change your workout routines, to change your diet, to take better supplements, to take better care of yourself. Generally, it wants to bring more light and enjoyment to the things that you're doing on a daily basis. And it really is just asking you to grow and expand the positive nature of your daily life, your daily lifestyle, and how you take care of and how you serve yourself and how you serve others, and how this comes through in the work that you do on a day-to-day basis. It's all about lifestyle changes, lifestyle improvements to make your health better, to make your daily life better this month as the moon is transiting, or as the sun is transiting its own sign of Leo for you guys, Pisces. Now, this Jupiter-Venus opposition for you, Pisces, is happening on the axis of your 1st and your 7th house. Being a Pisces ascendant, you guys have Jupiter right now transiting your 1st house. And so, you know, this awareness, this intuitive understanding of how you need to realign yourself personally is also getting a really blessed and lucky expansion. So whatever you need to do, whatever comes through to you in terms of these ways that you can enhance your own personal presence in the world, it's definitely being blessed and it's being activated and expanded by Jupiter as well. And Venus is in your 7th house. So for you guys, you may also be getting into a relationship right now this week, or just the nature of your relationships generally is going to be really blessed. You might be receiving some type of financial gain, some type of financial benefit from relationships, through relationships, blessed relationships, relationships that you get into right now, also partnerships and any type of contracts or agreements that you get into with other people right now are going to be very beneficial for you going into the future and very blessed generally. So you guys are in a time right now of really coming back into authenticity with who you are personally, and this is having a very positive impact on the relationships and the partnerships in your life. And it's all through this emotional awareness that you're gaining of like the greater truths of reality and your ability to express yourself from your heart center and really realign your personality, your personal image, the way that you relate and interact with other people and with the world in accordance to the higher nature of yourself, with Neptune in the first house being expanded and blessed by Jupiter, and also really bringing blessings in relationships and finances that come through this realignment with personal, authentic, heart-based creative self-expression. Right now, this week, you guys, Pisces, universe really wants you to become personally all that you hold within the true nature of your heart, and to express that and to use it to create and to simultaneously align with the higher truths that you're coming into an emotional understanding of right now as well. So this really is blessed placements that you guys have going on this week. And again, with the sun in Leo, it's all about lifestyle improvements to make you healthier, happier, and just have a better day-to-day life experience. That is how this is happening for you guys this week, Pisces. So if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Pisces. Alright, you guys, that is my video for all 12 signs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I was able to provide some information for you that can give you some type of clarity in terms of how energetics are likely to be playing out for you guys this week. Overall, we have some blessings coming in for all of us, no matter how these aspects are triggering in our lives, and we are all undergoing some shifts this week in terms of what our focus is going to be, where we're going to be putting our energy. And if you guys want to know and want to follow along with the unfolding of the astrological saga that we are in on a day-by-day basis, please tune in for my daily astrological outlooks, where I walk you guys through the energetics in real time as they are unfolding on a day-by-day basis. And I will talk about all of these aspects in my daily reports as they are coming into effect. But I just wanted to give everybody a good overall outlook on what you can expect for this week and how these energetics might be playing out for you. So if you liked this video, please, you guys, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Leave me comments. I love your comments. And tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!